What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from either the Quartering or Midwestly, as I'm not entirely sure which channel this video is going to end up on. I'm kind of at a crossroads with my main channel here. I think that 2 videos a day is probably the most I should do. I uploaded a bunch of videos yesterday and like 300 people unsubscribed. Too many videos. I'm also kind of thinking, normally I was going to put topics like this on Midwestly, but sometimes when they're a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, or it relates to YouTube, I want to put it on my main. Maybe I just need to have the Quartering as my main and Midwestly as my spillover and not actually quantify which or qualify which content goes where. Also, I'm looking for overlays for both channels, Midwestly and the Quartering. If you're a graphic designer, I need one for this and then one for my vlog look, just like this. Obviously, I'll pay you. thequartering@gmail.com. Please email me, graphic designers. Now, Becca Lewis is the person you probably don't know, but the person behind one of the most ridiculous articles about YouTubers a while ago, ultimately calling Tim Pool right wing, and that he was at the center of some, thing radicalizing viewers to the horrible views. Tim Pool is a leftist. He's dang close to a socialist. Him and I probably don't agree on literally anything politically, but I respect his work. I respect his grind. I respect what he's built. And therefore, I took exception to this. Becca Lewis, I also took exception to your article smearing him and other YouTubers that I call friends and colleagues. Put out, she tweeted out, when I released research last year that implicated Tim in a network of right wing on YouTube, he responded by tweeting about me 100+ times in a week, making multiple videos about me and targeting colleagues of mine and journalists who covered the research. Now, you got to understand why somebody might respond that way. I've had articles call me all sorts of phobic and things like that. It's particularly frustrating when it's not true. Normally, when somebody says something about you that is just flat out untrue, it's easy to ignore. But it's when it's something like this that can affect your earning potential, affect sponsorships, you have to go back at it with all the fervor that it needs to squash it out. That's why I respond to even complete nobodies who put up Medium posts saying irrelevant things about me. I respond to them with all the fervor that I would respond to Kotaku or Polygon or IGN saying the same things. Because every time you lie about me, I'm going to clap back, and I want that to be known. I assume Tim is the same way. She then goes on to, this is some weird cancel Tim Pool thing. In short, he became obsessed with discrediting me and my research. Well, it was incorrect and it was wrong and it was harmful to him. So what's wrong with that? And he started telling more and more lies about it, which include claiming he never appeared with certain people, which was quickly disproved, and then claiming I had put connections in my graph that I hadn't. Okay. I mean, you didn't take any time to prove that. You just said it. We'll accept that at face value, even though you are a liar, in my opinion. In March, 6 months after my research came out, he appeared on Rubin Report and tried to intimidate me by claiming he had an insider at my former think tank who had been feeding him information. I hope they're watching this, he said. You don't know what Tim was intended by that phrase. I doubt that he intended to intimidate you. Have you seen Tim? He's not intimidating. Ha! Intimidating. He immediately gave up on his lie by claiming someone was working on this Russian document, which no one was. I've posted a few similar threads recently about YouTubers who targeted me last year. This is a common victimhood terminology. When you smear somebody and they clap back, that's not targeting, that's responding. And oh, by the way, for somebody who totally isn't obsessed with Tim Pool, these are a lot of tweets about Tim Pool. I've posted a few similar threads Recently, other YouTubers who targeted me. I guess I'm posting these things now because after a full year, I'm confident that they won't ruin my career, and I feel comfortable sharing it publicly. In any case, I wish Tim well on his quest for a trad wife. Now, this is a pathetic personal shot at Tim Pool's preference to marry a woman that will take care of the social aspects of their marriage. Something that he is 100% completely entitled to, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, my wife, for example, is a career woman. She is a chemist. She's worked in a lab her whole life. Would I prefer her at home? Yes, I've told her many times I would prefer she come home and deal with everything else while I work. I'm not saying she shouldn't or that women shouldn't pursue careers. I would just like to see my wife every once in a while. I would like to be married to somebody who can take care of the family aspect of things. I'm not saying, again, that women shouldn't. I'm saying that is my preference. And in fact, many men nowadays are in fact finding that preference, as many women have been forced into a life of unhappiness by being told that they need to absolutely be career women. I know many housewives or traditional wives who are extraordinarily happy in their role, taking care of the family and helping manage everything, manage the family's finances and manage the social aspects of things. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And what modern day feminism has told women is that that they must go out and get a job and they must have it all and they must do this and they must do that. And people do that blindly because they think that's what makes them happy. But in reality, it's not for everyone. Sure, it's for some, but it's not for everyone. That's the point of preferences. And then you get Robin, pronouns in the bio, that's all I know about her, saying, "This is truly the most cringe-inducing thing I've ever seen in my life." Tim Pool talking about how ladies need to realize that economically attractive men like him only want housewives and mothers, not career women. Now, this is a purposeful misrepresentation of what Tim said in Tim Pool fashion. In a 20-minute video, he had said multiple times that it was just his preference. But it would appear that while preferences are okay for some, it isn't okay for men. I'm not understanding why he's not allowed to have a preference for a wife. A man that works probably 100 hours a week, has things around the house that need to get done, and would prefer to have a wife do that. Nothing wrong with that. He's not saying that women shouldn't work. He's not saying that all women shouldn't work or that all men want this. He's simply saying, this is what I want, because that's what Tim does. Tim does the same thing in his videos that I do, just on a different topic. She goes on to say, economically attractive, not enough money in the world. Okay, so you attack his looks. This coming from a woman who could chisel a diamond with her nose, as one of my YouTube followers pointed out. Nose. Chin, I think. I think I meant chin. Either way, I don't prefer to take personal shots at the way people look. Look, I know that, everybody has different depictions of what they think is beautiful. Everybody has different depictions of what they think is attractive, and that's for them. But to immediately attack someone's looks after trying to make a poignant, thoughtful point about women and how they, can have it all, you look like an idiot. You look like a petty, bitter lady to me. And she goes on to say, I'm sorry that if this is mean, but it's astounding to me that someone would be that completely unscrewable and do a whole video on all the women he imagines desperately want to bone him, but will never get to because they have jobs. If that's what you got out of a 30-minute video, one of two things is true. Either you're an idiot, which is what I'm leaning towards, or you are purposely misrepresenting his point, which I suppose might be the more charitable option, but either you're a liar or you're stupid or you're both. I mean, I guess which one would you prefer? getting in and going after, you know, personal attacks, personal looks. By the way, Tim, just shave it. Just shave it. We all know. We all know. Just shave it. You look fine with a shaved head. You know, it's sad that people like Becca Lewis, who is a smear merchant, who has smeared many of my fellow YouTubers, and this Robin think that they are just above it all, apparently. And this is all based on an article of a professional woman, I think it was in the New York Post, who was complaining, essentially, or the article was outlining the fact that she was having trouble finding a mate. Well, look, some men want career women. Of course they do. Some households need both people to work. Very, very few couples, whether it be the man or the woman, can say, look, we don't need you to work. It's absolutely a luxury. But I understand what Tim is talking about. And the fact of the matter is, Robin, there's absolutely many men who find a woman who talks, who says words like cringeworthy. You're not the right woman for them, but that's okay. It's not like, is your point that all men should be thankful to have any woman? I mean, are we not allowed to have preferences? He's not saying that women shouldn't be allowed to go to school, which is how you're trying to represent this. It's just, you have the 30-year-old career woman confused that good men aren't dating them. Well, while you might like the idea of being a career woman, not every man is into that. Not every man wants their wife traveling every weekend. Not every man wants their wife out of the house 14 hours a day. It's just the reality. There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of people that put their shoulders together and get in the foxhole and work together. That's what my wife and I did for the first 10 years of our marriage. But recently, now that I'm in my 30s and we're more in a more stable position, I would prefer she doesn't work. Have I told her, you need to quit your job, ma'am? Listen here, missy, quit your job. No, of course not. Have I told her I'd prefer she does? Of course. And imagine what? Imagine what happened? She didn't listen to me. She's at work right now. Shocking. She has her own mind to make up and pursues what she wants in our marriage, even if I would prefer something else. Shocking. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tim, keep doing you. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Above, you'll find some links to watch more videos, as well as a nice big button to subscribe, which I hope you'll do. If you did enjoy it, make sure before you go that you leave a like and a comment on the video, because you are the #1 reason this channel continues to grow, and I appreciate you.